Oh,
right. I'm checking the web, the actual channel
live.
to see if we're live. We are live, are we?
Yeah, I've got live in the corner now. So we're up and running, guys.
Let's bloody hope so, huh?
Yeah.
Hello, YouTube. So yeah, I did see in the comments a comment from was it from Eddie saying that we would have all been at Arcade Club today, and that's kind of what this is. It's in lieu of Arcade Club, which obviously was cancelled given all this coronavirus business. What is that noise?
it sounds like your mic.
It's not my mic.
I thought someone was like tapping keys. I did.
Yeah, obviously we would have been at Arcade Club, so we thought we'd do this instead, little isolation stream. So we've got myself and Scott, Sega Saturn lad, as usual on the Sega sessions, and he coughs again every time I introduce you, Scott. You're doing a little cough. Thanks, mate. I hope it's nothing serious. We've got Jay, Mr. Cyber Snake, in the house. We've got Cynic Steve and Scott, Sega Brand, Mr. Sega Zombie. So, did I say Sega Brand?
Sega Brand.
There you go. You are the Sega Brand. We've got Mr. Retro Chef, and let me just drop Scott out so I can introduce Steve. So everybody watching, this is Addy63 Steve. I completely messed up this, and we can only have 6 on the screen at a time. So we're going to have Steve on at 9-ish after an hour or so. Steve's obviously self-isolating with his mask on there. But yeah, we'll drop you back in a bit, Steve. If I can add Scott back in. So yeah, let's just have a look at the comments, see who's around. We've got J67, hello. Kieran Gables are awesome, hello mate. Danester, how you doing? We were just chatting about Danester, who's been doing streams as well. Go and check out Danester's channel. PS4 Retro Gamer and Patch the Retro Gamer, hello. Fred and Thegs, hello there. Gashead Steve, who's been unexpectedly dragged into work, I think, today. So commiserations, Steve. Hello. We've got Chris, the Age of Nerd, who's as well been doing streams middle of the day. Hello, mate. JW, how you doing? Eddie Rollercore, someone who would have definitely been up at Arcade Club today had we been up there. We've got Planet Retro. Hello, how you doing? And who else we got? Laughter. Hello, mate. Bloody hell, there's loads of comments. So I'm just going to whiz through. We've got Dylan and Kev is in the chat as well, and Stu and Sean, Horatio Van Basten. There's so many people. There's so many comments. It's because I messed up and I didn't go live. We were chatting earlier and I hadn't gone live because I thought when you scheduled it, it actually went live. But yeah, hello everyone in the chat anyway. So guys, we were chatting about what we were have been playing while we're kind of during this crisis. Who hadn't gone? Steve, Cynic Steve, what have you been playing? Anything?
What have I been playing? I've been on the arcade recently. Today, I've been playing Fighting Hawk. I've been on it most of the day. Other than that, yeah, I'm still working, so it's not really too much different for me. But I know Jay, obviously, a lot of everyone didn't hear what Jay was playing. I don't know if you want to hit back to
Modern
him.
Warfare, mate. Still been playing Modern Warfare 3.
Is that the brand new one, is it? The free download?
Well, you've got the free download, but I obviously what I've been doing, I've been buying the season packs. So I've been on season 2 now. Look, you get about like 30 days to complete like 100 tiers, and obviously you got to get to yourself to level 155, and obviously unlock load of different weapons and things like that. So I've been totally obsessed with that, to be honest. You over the last since just before Christmas. So I've been heavily into that. It's like probably one of the most played PS4 games I've ever played.
So it's been out for that long, is it? So I haven't played a Call of Duty game in so long.
No.
And I downloaded it, funnily enough, yesterday. I thought, I'll get on some COD tonight. Like this was yesterday. Yeah, and then it was like 100 gig download. So obviously it wasn't ready until this morning.
Yeah.
And I put it on quickly, and it felt a little bit like Fortnite, like you're sort of jumping out of a ship, aeroplane, and pick everything up. But I didn't even really get into it too much.
Yeah. Well, the new one that's on there now is technically like a Fortnite, where obviously a certain amount of time, the area closes
That's
in
it.
within itself.
Yep.
So you've got to be obviously the last man standing. But I've not played that yet.
Okay.
Because I've stuck to the seasons, because you're paying like £16 a time for a season. So I want to get the money's worth and get that done like as soon as I can, as quick as I can before the next season, because I've got about 10 days left. But obviously I've got a month off, so I can sit there and I'll finish that
and
week,
play it.
sort of thing. So, but as I said earlier, I want to try and get that done because I've got Resident Evil 3 coming out next week, which I do really want to crack on to. And there is Final Fantasy 7 remake, but I might hold back on that because obviously I've got too much to play as it is. So, not that I haven't got the time to play it, but I just haven't got the time to sit down. And it's just another game I'm going to buy and stick on the shelf for months on end. So I'd rather just stick to what I've got and get the most out of Modern Warfare and Resident Evil 3, I think, for this month.
Yeah. And,
that
makes sense.
Really,
no point filling the shelves full of brand new games that you pay full price for. In 2-3 months they're going to be half price.
This is it. I mean, in the WhatsApp group today, they've been showing games £20. What's it, the Bayonetta and the other one? I can't think. There's a double pack out on the PS4.
That's it,
Bayonetta and you've got another game on there, and that's £20 now, and that was 45, 50 about 3 weeks.
Exactly.
Still, it's silly money. It's definitely worth the wait nowadays, especially with the modern game. Well, obviously, if you're desperate for the game, I mean, 35 quid for Resident Evil 3. I don't really mind paying. Because at the end of the day,
if you're gonna get straight on it, then you will end up getting your money out of it. But if it's literally going to sit on a shelf thinking, "Oh, I'll get to that," then it's not worth it.
Guys. There's someone's got something going on their mic. It's really noisy. We can't hear you. There's someone's got a load of feedback.
Is that better?
Yeah, that's better. That's it. Yeah, carry on. Sorry.
Who was it? We all right? Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds fine now.
Yeah, as I say, I've got 4 or 5 games sitting in front of my TV without even thinking about buying anything else.
Yeah.
So to me, it's just, as you say, it's just keep the money in the bank and then just wait until it comes down in price, and then once I've got the time and they're all cheaper, then it's happy days. I don't mind paying it half the price.
And about 2,000 games behind you waiting to be played as well.
Kind of, yeah.
Steve Stew said, "Damn, I missed the footy. Nice to hear Ray Parlour."
I'll take that all day long. I didn't think his voice was as irritating as mine, but I'll take that all day long.
No, I didn't know who Ray Parlour was because I don't follow football, but I did Google him a while back, and did give me a little chuckle. That did. Excellent. So, Chef, you've been working, right? So,
unfortunately, yes, but I have been playing games. I've gone back to playing Final Fantasy 7. I don't know if you want to call it, not the remake, but the HD version on the PS4, which is actually pretty good because I wasn't the best at it, but with the new modes they've got a God mode. So basically, you can't die. Every time you get hit, your life comes back. So I've been playing that quite a bit just to get back in the swing of things for the new game. Obviously, Resident Evil 3 I've pre-ordered. And just been playing. I play a lot of PUBG. I don't know. It's very similar to the Modern Warfare kind of thing. But PUBG, I think, is quite a good game. I play with a couple of my my chef friends. But other than that, that's about it. Really, just catching up with old stuff.
Yeah, fair enough. I noticed you say unfortunately you're still working, but I think it's probably the opposite. It's you should be thankful you got work, and I think a lot of us are going nuts locked up, mate.
Mate, I'd rather be at home with my family than sitting at work worrying about what's going on with them.
Yeah, I suppose you could take stuff back home with your to your family, couldn't you? In theory.
Well, yeah. I mean, like I said, I'm quite lucky. I drive to work. I park in the building, so I feel safe. But I'd much rather be at home. So, but yeah, I've only got another week and then I'm back, so then I can catch up on playing games and getting terrorised by my kids as I usually do.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to Resident Evil. I'm not going to lie. I quite like number 3 because I thought it was the best evolvement of mechanics of Resident Evil, i.e., that you could combine gunpowders and make your own bullets, and vice versa. And it was the first Resident Evil to have the scenarios. Well, as in you could have.
It was like a choice, weren't it?
Sorry.
It was like a choice, weren't it? You had a choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was easy. I'm not going to lie to you. It was an easy game.
Yeah.
But I quite enjoyed it. But Code Veronica by far is my favourite game. I mean, my Dreamcast, I've still got my Japanese Dreamcast, which I bought just to play Code Veronica on. And I thought that was unreal. I mean, even graphically, when I think about it now, the cutscenes, I was, and all I keep thinking about is the fucking noise the Dreamcast makes when it loads.
Yeah.
But it was, I thought that was one of the best Resident Evil games around that.
It's definitely my favourite. I think it'd be a great remake.
Yeah, definitely brilliant remake that one. But as I say, after the success,
I remember when I played it, and then
go on, mate.
Oh no, yeah, definitely. But it was especially in Code Veronica, out of nowhere, Chris Redfield come into the game.
Yeah.
And I was like, fucking hell, where's he come from? The sort of thing. So I'm looking forward to. Hopefully they do. I'm sure they will do it.
Definitely.
And I know Saturn Lad was saying about Dino Crisis. I love Dino Crisis. I thought they got the shit end of the stick when it come from Capcom games. I actually thought it was really good.
Was a good game. So, I like the second one better, personally.
Yeah, the second one again was. I mean, they always learn better, don't they? The second games. I mean, I thought it was a bit more rounder. I mean, number 3. I don't think I played number 3 on the Xbox. I've never actually played it.
Nah, it looked terrible.
Oh, well. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to that. So it should be good. But yeah, I think that's about it, really. Just I picked up a Switch Lite yesterday, a grey one. I've already got a Switch, but I've got another one, which my daughter's going to use more than me now. But we've got Animal Crossing on it, which is obviously not something I play, but
yeah.
No.
But that's about it.
What about yourself, Mr. Scott Brand? What have you been playing?
Mega Drive. It's been Mega Drive all this week. Loads of it. Loads of games that I just haven't played for years, which is shown on some of my videos because I've been playing utter rubbish. But yeah, no. On some real classics. Loads of shooters. Loads of shooters I haven't played for ages. Insector X, I've played that loads this week. But yeah, it's just an opportunity. We're locked away. We've got hundreds of games on our shelves, and for me, it's now time to sit and play some of them, Catch up.
Nice. Mr. Scott Saturn Lad looks like he's playing Dreamcast right now. Oh yeah.
I was going to say, what's he doing?
Yeah.
What are you playing?
He looked like coming out of a fucking helicopter when his camera dropped.
Yeah, so we're playing Virtua Tennis.
Yes.
Are we that boring?
Class game.
No, it's just something to have on in the background, ain't it?
Yeah, thanks a lot, mate.
What's that behind you?
Yeah, I was going to say the same. What is that yellow thing?
Kids' toys.
Come on, let's have a look.
We want to see it.
Kids' toys.
Share it with the class.
I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, is that a Sega Pixel or one of those bloody nice? Oh, no. Oh, fuck the camera.
We'll leave that as it is.
Mr. Brand, I want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
If you had to pick one game, one Mega Drive game,
right,
what is it and why?
That's an impossible task.
I don't think it is. Same as you, Jay. There must be one game out of everything you've got you wouldn't give love or money for. You'd rather sell your arsehole than sell that.
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
There you go. What about, go on, Scott?
I'd probably go, well, the game that I wouldn't ever get bored of would be Streets of Rage 2.
Hell yeah.
Simple as, it's the most rounded game ever.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'd probably keep that. If I had to get rid of absolutely everything and keep one game, I know Streets of Rage 2 I wouldn't get bored of, so I'd keep that.
Yeah,
Fair
same
play,
here.
go on.
I still play it after like what is it now? Nearly 30 years, and I still
Yeah.
love playing it. So
But you know, there's one thing about that game that, again, like I was talking about, Dino Crisis, whatever else, how the first game is so completely different to the second game.
Yeah.
As in the look, the feel, and everything. So, not the first game's a great game, and obviously, I don't think anyone would say anything different. But how can you make a great game even better? Because for me, the second game is by far my favourite as well, Streets of Rage.
Yeah, I agree.
What about you then, Jay? What would you say
Mate.
then? You're one.
Well, my copy of Mark of the Wolves on the Neo Geo.
Fair enough.
I've waited a long time to get that, so that won't go for love nor money. It's not going anywhere.
So, went the question of Mega Drive game?
Well, that was to Scott. That was. To
Oh,
Scott,
okay. Oh,
because
sorry.
Yeah, it's
Scott-
just in general, like any game that you in your collection. Mega Drive game, I don't know, mate.
Come on, Steve. Why are you being like that for, man? Fucking hell.
Apologies.
What about you? What about you then, Steve?
I
Any game.
think it's
Doesn't have
impossible.
to be a console. Could be anything.
An Amiga game.
It would be, yeah. It's probably Sense World Soccer, probably.
Seriously.
What year? The original or the updated ones?
The last one on the Amiga, so what, 96, 97?
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. It's the best football game ever made, in my opinion.
Fair
Never
play.
been better.
Saturn, lads?
Virtua Tennis.
I was going to say that.
No, I don't know really. I think there's so many different games out there. I think if you would say play one game, probably Street Fighter 2, I reckon.
Yeah.
On what console?
Street Fighter 2 collection on the Saturn.
Okay.
I knew it'd be the Saturn.
Obviously.
Well, it's best version.
Pete, what about you? Pete? What do you think, fella?
What one game that I? What's the exact question? Because I'm rubbish at these.
So,
Is it like an item in my collection that I wouldn't get rid of, or is it the actual game we're talking about?
more the fact of a game. If it's in your collection, it makes it even more better, obviously. One game that you would obviously part with, or vice versa, or that you think that's the one for you.
Oh my god. I don't know. I mean, I've got just looking around stuff like Monkey Island 1 and 2 on the Amiga.
Okay. Yeah.
They're up there, but Streets of Rage 2 would be one that, like I said, I never get bored of playing or anything. But yeah, maybe like the Monkey Islands, like they're just like such a big part of kind of my history in gaming and how I came to love gaming in general. Do you know what I mean? It was like that evolution of around that time, especially on the Amiga. It was like games, because in the 80s, games were very much sort of arcade orientated. So it was like arcade ports, or they were very arcadey, like quick gratification, like, you know, platform games and shooters and stuff were like really huge, like towards the late 80s. But then early 90s, games kind of started doing real storytelling, like movies. And I think Monkey Island kind of signifies that time for me when I started playing games that were actually, wow, like, yeah, they've got a story, they've got an emotional response, and you know, you get attached to the characters and all that. So I kind of look at those as like a huge landmark in the kind of way I grew up gaming, if that makes sense. So I'd probably say one of those, probably say the first Monkey Island.
Oh, fair enough. We'll see. All different games. And I think mine would be... it's probably a bit of a shit one, but it's got the most nostalgia for me, was Super Mario World.
Mm-hmm.
I could play that day in, day out, coming back from school, finding the secret little areas, going on the star and all that. I mean, fucking hell. I spent so many hours on that bloody game.
Great game.
Great shout, mate. Great shout. I quite like the All Stars pack.
Yeah.
with Super Mario 3.
Oh, yeah.
I prefer Super Mario
Oh,
3 on the SNES than the NES. That would be up there as well, actually, for me.
That was amazing. That pack.
Fantastic.
You know, it's one of the greatest sort of collections of games, isn't it? Ever.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but it's very underrated again. A lot of people, you know, like it's just one of those ones. It's just like a willy-nilly game. People don't really, kind of blow over it. But for me, even
It's unbelievable.
the remake games on there, like obviously Mario 2 and the Lost Levels and that. I mean, again, another one I spent so many hours on. Bloody hell.
Yeah. I think I would go with that. If I could choose a pack to go like on an island with, it would be that with Super Mario World, because they did a pack with that, didn't they? All Stars and Mario
Yeah, they
World.
did. Yeah.
Nice.
Fantastic.
It was because for me he was flying. It was Mario was flying with the cape, and I never.
Mental game.
Fuck.
Awesome.
Obviously, Sega stuff as well. Scott Brand, don't shoot
I was
me down,
going
bro.
to say.
I mean, fucking hell.
Now, I'll just cover Sonic up, but Super Mario World is probably the best Mario. I'll agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair play. No, yeah, I think it's the most rounded game. I think out of I think so.
Yeah.
Well, what Sonic would you take, Scott, to an island? What Sonic in your collection?
Ooh.
It's got to be Sonic 2, isn't it?
I would have said Sonic 2.
Yeah.
Because nostalgia, and that is my favourite. But I absolutely adore Sonic Mania.
Yeah.
I think that game is superb.
I think if you were on a desert island, you'd get more. You get more of a run out of Sonic Mania, you know.
Yeah. I'd go for
Not Sonic
Mania.
Spinball.
Oh,
Mr.
mate.
Brown, not Sonic Spinball.
Sonic Spinball. Yeah, nah.
Do you know my tear jerking story about Sonic Spinball?
No. Tell us.
So you know when you're a kid, you get like 1 or 2 Mega Drive games a year because you wait for your birthday and Christmas, and that's the only time you're ever going to get a Mega Drive game. So they announced Sonic Spinball, and I figured it's Sonic. I definitely want that. So I asked my folks to get it, and Christmas Day came, and I got Sonic Spinball, and I played it a bit, and it was shit, obviously. And but I thought, you make the most of what you've got at that age. I thought I'm going to make the most of it. I'll enjoy it. And then on Boxing Day, I went to walk around my mate's house, and I took Sonic Spinball with me, and I walked uptown, and I stopped in a phone box, and I phoned him to say I'll be here in however long. And then I got to his house and I realised I left Sonic Spinball in the phone box on top of the phone.
God.
And I ran back to it and like 10 minutes later, but it was gone. So that was my Christmas present. Absolutely
But
rinsed and filthy animals.
Christmas, Pete.
Yeah, I probably did. Yeah. Some crackhead got a fucking free copy of Sonic Spinball.
No, I reckon, Pete, if you would have went back in another 10 minutes, some fucker would have put it back as it was so fucking shit.
Yeah, that's true.
I reckon he left it there on purpose.
In the chat, we've got a few newcomers. We've got Mr. Gruss and Newton. We've got Pete, Old School Variety Face. Hello. We've got Rob, Gernaldinho Plays. Goodwin's Place. Who else we got that's new? Oh, we got Steve, Mr. Retro and Lim. So we got a load of people agreeing with Streets of Rage 2 on that last question. So Steve and Rob Gernaldinho. Yeah, a lot of fans for Streets of Rage 2 there.
Who's pre-ordered the new one?
I have.
Yeah, I have, unfortunately, as well.
I'll tell you what, though, I went for the standard case, not that Mega Drive case thing.
I think if I'm going to do it, I'm going to go for the standard also. I'm not going to just give you the case. I think
It's 3, like someone on Galaxy Sega said a good point, it's 3 cases for one game because you get the standard case, which I ordered, and then that's inside a fake Mega Drive case, and then it comes with the Steelbook as well. So it's 3 cases for one game. Why?
Yeah.
And like we were saying earlier, I don't really like buying for a limited run anyway. And it annoyed me that my only avenue to getting Streets of Rage 4 was going through that.
Yeah.
That pissed me off. But it's Streets of Rage 4, I'm going to buy it,
Yeah.
I was thinking
what are your thoughts on...
Go on.
Sorry.
No, go on, Joe.
No, I was just saying.
I just look
I know limited run are doing it, but I guarantee you'll have other companies doing that eventually.
Well, there's a couple of others. Oh, you mean doing Streets of Rage 4?
Yeah. I guarantee you'll get somebody else to do it soon. That's why I'm waiting.
Yeah, like Play Asia normally do them as well, don't they?
Yeah. I think it'd be wise to probably wait. Because limited run, as I say, for me, I can't be asked to order off them anymore because you're waiting months and months.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And obviously, with the situation the way it is now, you know what I mean? You're
True.
probably seeing Christmas time.
Yeah.
What issues do you have with limited run, guys?
Do you know what? My main issue is actually not their fault. I'll give them that. Like, I don't really think that the problems arise from their business model because they intended it to end up this way, but it's just because. What is that noise?
Someone's
Like
typing.
a really weird noise, like somebody's
me, mate.
typing.
I think that's me. I've stopped that.
Oh, what are you typing?
I was in the comments.
Oh, yeah.
I've stopped.
So I generally find that they obviously they feed into the whole marketplace of creating a false sense of scarcity.
Yeah,
maybe that's not my typing.
guys.
So it's definitely not me.
That noise is still happening. Who's got that feedback? Like someone chewing something.
That sounds like somebody's tapping on a keyboard.
It does, yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Why doesn't everyone mute until they want to talk? And maybe that might stop it. It might be because we've all got feeds, if you know what I'm saying. It might be.
God, how do we do that?
No,
just tap audio and it'll mute you.
I can't even see audio on mine because mine's fucking mental.
I've even got chat on mine. I ain't even going to touch
Oh,
it.
yeah, I've got mute mic here,
yeah. Well, put it this way, whoever talks and the noise, let everybody talk separately. Obviously, I'm talking now, so the noise isn't coming from me. So who talks next? And whoever talks next, wherever the noise is coming from, you know the problem.
Well, I can't hear it now.
I muted mine and I still heard it. So I don't think it was my way, but I'm not sure.
No, it has gone now, isn't it? It's gone. Disappeared.
Yeah, it's gone now anyway. So.
Oh, there you go. Excellent stuff.
No, I was saying, Scott, when you were gone, that
Let's come back.
It started again.
Is it me? I was saying that like the stuff I don't like about limited run isn't really their fault. It's just that they
It's Lee.
Is it Lee?
Me?
That's Lee. Stop.
I don't think so. Let me press mute.
Yeah, the stuff I don't like with limited run is because they it's just the scalpers. I don't really mind their business model. It's just what results from their business model that I have an issue with, you know.
Oh, yeah.
It's not really any fault of their own.
Yeah. I think they bring too many games out too quickly nowadays.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just cannot keep up unless your name's Dylan. You cannot keep up. Because
Chef, you've got a headset or something.
He goes for a limited run, and that's it. Fair play to him. But just nobody in the real world can keep up with them kind of games. Not nowadays. You know what I mean? I've got Neo Geo games I'd love. The Samurai Showdown 5 that's been released. I haven't even recorded that one. You know what I mean? I just can't.
The thing is, though, Jay, there's nearly 400 games.
Guys, like this is crazy. Like the noise, like
the feedback's immense.
Yeah, people aren't going to be able to hear what you're saying. Have you got a headset, Chef? Is it you? Shall I see?
There goes.
Yeah,
I'm off mute now.
Have you got a chef? Have you got a headset?
I have. Maybe.
You might be worth whacking it on.
Is it because we're all speaking together at the same time?
No, I think it is Chef's one. When he mutes it sort of goes. And then
when he mutes it goes.
I'm actually using my phone, so I'm interested. But I'm going to press mute again because even when I press mute and you guys are talking, I can hear crackling. So I don't even know what the fuck's going on.
So carry on, Pete. I think it's coming from your end.
You think it's coming from mine?
Yeah.
I doubt it. I mean, this thing is not going to make that noise, is it? I don't think it's me.
Yeah, it's sort of gone now, and Chef is still muted.
Yeah.
That's him.
Sorry, Chef. Stay muted, mate. Yeah. You need a mic. Get like a headset. You got a headset.
Nath Retro's in the chat, and he says, "Just we'll all mute and we'll talk in sign language."
Come on then. Let's overcome this noise. Shoot, he's gone now anyway. Stay there for a bit, Chef. You'll be okay. Anybody else want to carry on? Limited run.
I've
Dylan
never purchased a limited run game solely on the fact of what Pete mentioned, is in that it creates this false limited thing where scalpers just buy all the games up.
Yeah.
And there's some games I really wanted to get, and I've just thought no. But Streets of Rage 4 was the tipping point for me, and unfortunately, I have ordered the special edition one with the Genesis codes.
I know you have, mate.
But
I mean, each to their own,
Yeah.
It'd be a nice Christmas present for you.
Pardon?
It'd be a nice Christmas present for you.
Yeah, you can leave it in a phone box.
I noticed they take the money and then they sent me an email saying, due to the coronavirus, they're shutting the warehouse down.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Nice Christmas present for you.
But like one thing I will say is I prefer it when they do the you can order any, and then it's not a limited amount. You can order for a week, because they did that with Streets of Rage. But the ones where they do there's a limited number, you've got 1.5 seconds to order.
Yeah.
And scalpers feel free to order 12 copies. It's like fuck off. And
Yeah.
Well, they've had dodgy dealings with Metal Jesus Rocks, haven't they?
Here we go.
One of the some game that they were publishing. It's quite well.
Oh, really?
Known that So they basically got him to do a video saying how rare this game was, when apparently it wasn't selling at all. So they inflated the artificial. Yeah, they inflated something like Captain Chicken or something. It was a load of shit. It was like a mobile game.
Falcon or something stupid like that, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was it.
I know exactly what game you're on about. Yeah.
That is dirty, isn't it?
Yeah, they've got a lot of dirty practices. A lot of them. And I think I know they don't take criticism very well. It's two guys who own it. But yeah, really shitty company. I'll begrudge buying anything from them, because obviously they've just done the Panzer Dragoon, haven't they?
Yeah.
Release. So I thought, sod that. If you're a Sega fan and you want Streets of Rage and Panzer Dragoon, and your only option's a limited run, fuck that.
No, I know.
I'm downloading Panzer Dragoon straight off the Switch.
Yeah.
Looks shit.
But by the time you get that, you'll have played it and done it 10 times.
To be honest, I'm happy playing that on Saturn, but obviously Streets of Rage 4 is like a new game. I've got no other avenue. Dylan in the comments said he's going to dock out while everybody slags off Limited Run, because he's like a crackhead with Limited Run. He buys absolutely everything they'll dish out.
It's a great business model. I'll give them that. It's an amazing business model. I don't agree with it, but an amazing business model.
Yeah. Most of it is shit, though. Most of it is shit. Most of it is like downloadable mobile games more than anything. No offense to Dylan, but
no, a lot of them I've never heard of the game.
You're not talking about Wind Waker kind of Breath of the Wild kind of quality stuff here.
No.
It is nice though that there is a company out there that, because obviously some games only get a digital release, that they do, because obviously people like us, we do want the physical releases. So if limited,
like I said, the business model was actually intended to do us a favor. Yeah, it just turned out that a lot of dickheads capitalized on it, and it turned into something nasty.
As you say, Pete, when they do the releases, which they know they're going to sell big, that's why I think they leave it open for a month to pre-order. Why they don't do that with every game? Well, obviously, it's obvious why they don't do it with every game. But...
Yeah, Dylan's saying that over half of them are now open pre-orders.
Yeah,
back in the day, they were all just you got 1 minute and they're all gone sort of thing.
About
Well,
1,200 copies per game, weren't it?
What's that, mate?
About 1,200 copies per game when it very
Yeah,
first
I
started.
think so. Yeah.
But you had about 12 seconds to order.
Yeah, literally sometimes
Yeah.
it's like 12 seconds and they're gone, and you're like, are you kidding me?
Mm.
Like, how the fuck? We've got Griffo's Retro Gaming and Retro Faith has popped into the chat. Hello, hello, hello. So, what has everyone else been pre-ordering? Anything? I mean, I don't pre-order much, but has anyone got anything interesting on the way?
I ordered a couple of games from Strictly Limited Games. That's a Sara. Don't know if you've heard of that. It's a shooter.
Oh yeah.
And I also ordered that Ninja Saviors limited edition, special box set.
That's
But
brilliant.
for whatever reason,
That's the one Scott's got, isn't it?
That's it.
That's
Scott, I
awesome.
saw on your video the other day, really rating it. But for whatever reason, Strictly Limited Games sent me 2 Vasaras, one on Switch, one on PS4 when I ordered the Switch version, but Ninja Saviors on the PS4. So I'm stuck with 2 Vasaras at the moment, and they've been a bit rubbish getting back to me.
Did they charge you for them?
I have no idea what's happening yet. I've emailed them to say, look, you sent me 2 of the same game for different platforms. And they emailed me about a week later saying, sort of confirming what I just told them. So I've just like, yeah, that's the issue. Not heard anything back, but that was only like 2 days ago they emailed me. But yeah, bit annoying. I know mistakes happen, but if it's that strictly limited, I mean, somebody's going to be missing their PS4 Vasara.
Yeah. Oh, do you know what I ordered? It was a Kickstarter. What was it called? The Mega Drive game, Demons of Asterborg or something. Has anyone seen that?
No.
It's like an action platformer. It looks kind of like it's kind of a little bit similar to like Ghouls and Ghosts, I suppose, or stuff like that. But it's called Demons of Asterborg. It popped up out of nowhere on this Kickstarter, and I backed it. But it looks pretty decent. You should have a look at it. After the stream, it's worth checking out. I've been ordering a load of I've been buying a load of board games. You can't see them up there, but I've just gone mad on board games, which is a bit annoying because I'm trapped indoors with no one to play them with. But but yeah, I backed a couple of them on Kickstarter as well. I didn't know, but like if you look at gaming on Kickstarter, something like 62% of gaming is board games and tabletop games.
Mental.
Yeah,
no idea.
Yeah, I didn't know it was so massive, but it's proper like blowing up at the moment.
Yeah, I know there's like some sort of board game place you go to play board games called Playopolis down my way. We only went once, but it's got like about 1,000 board games in there. You just go in, drink, and play games. But it seems quite popular.
They're like these things called board game cafes, and they've got one there like in Oxford, and there's loads of them around. They seem pretty popular.
Where do you live, Steve?
I'm down in Kent, down near Maidstone.
Oh, fair play, not too far away then.
No.
Something I want to get is that book that Jay got, that 3D, that pop-up Sega book.
Oh, that looks awesome.
That looks absolutely awesome. That does, Jay.
It's brilliant, mate. It's really,
who published that?
That was
it's read-only memory, isn't it?
Read-only memory. Look,
you
showed a book recently, didn't you? From read-only memory.
Yeah, that Dreamcast one.
That's it, yeah. And I've seen it. And there's a blue variant. Whether that was the first edition, I don't know, but I got the red cover. That's actually an amazing book. Obviously because of the arcades, Yu Suzuki arcades, because I love that sort of thing anyway. So
yeah.
So original. It's just a nice little keepsake in it, to be honest. I love my books. I love my books. So.
Yeah, me too.
Very good.
Pete, did you get your Dreamcast Year 1 book yet?
I got some Dreamcast book from that read-only memory, but that was like the collected works Dreamcast one. Who did that Dreamcast Year 1?
It was a Kickstarter, wasn't it?
Don't think I backed that one.
No. You said I remember you saying you were going to purchase it. I guess you must have forgotten.
Oh shit! Well, I backed the Dreamcast Collected Works one, the one that came out recently. But I don't remember a Dreamcast Year 1. But
no, it's only a tenner.
Oh, is it?
It's worth picking up.
Nice.
I should invest in more books. There's so many great books coming out, but it's just room, isn't it? Well, same with everything, isn't it? It's just like, where'd you put
I
it
think
all?
there's a lot of rub.
Yeah, I've
think
got
there's
a
a lot of
bookshelf in the bedroom, and it's just like full of books already. So it's like I can't really be buying that many.
I'm just very choosy about the books.
Yeah, yeah,
Gotta be.
definitely.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
A lot of them look like you'd see it and you're like, oh, that looks cool, and you get it, and then you realize you're going to scan through it, and then you probably never touch it
Never
again.
gonna touch it again.
So you've got to be like
Yeah.
getting the ones that you're really going to enjoy looking through every now and again or whatever.
But what do you buy the books for? Do you buy it for the artwork or the info that's inside it?
Bit of both, mainly. I'd say mainly the
Yeah.
artwork.
The artwork, yeah. But it's nice.
Yeah.
It's nice to like read about stuff like games that you obviously like with that Neo Geo book that they recently brought out. The one about Metal Slug, absolutely amazing book.
Oh
that
yeah, I
is.
got that one.
Yeah, and it's a good read. You know, apart from the fact it's fantastic artwork in there. But I look to obviously read about the games themselves, and I'm into all that anyway. I love to know. The more I know about a game, the better. To be honest,
Because that was Bitmap Books, wasn't it?
That's it. Yeah.
But they're quite good at doing like really good research and info well as the art. Yeah.
Yeah, really, really good. Because I got that one and the King of Fighters, and both of them books, amazing books. So I do want that Super Nintendo book that recently come out. You know, art book, the
that's
one
gorgeous,
that
mate. That one
really, really looks nice. That does.
Yeah, that's gorgeous.
I'll probably end up getting.
I'll stick to comics. Safer.
Stick to comics.
Yeah, they actually sent me a load to review. They sent me the Metal Slug one and that SNES one and the Master System one.
Oh, you got the Master System one as well?
Yeah, like they just sent me them to review. But I've got a few of theirs that like I bought like a while back, like the Amiga one and that. But yeah, I mean they're really nice quality, like really, really good quality stuff. Like the old one, the Amiga one, it's got like a flimsy sleeve, but the new ones, like that SNES Pixel one you said you wanted, it's got like a really hard sleeve on it. So it just feels quality, and it like protects the book as well. I wish the old Amiga one had that like hard sleeve on it.
Yeah, the older books they did tend to have like the flimsier covers, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, fair play.
We've got Mr. Dads and Lads Gaming. So we got Dainster and Marcus, the two joint winners of YouTube of the Month in. Yeah. So go over there and vote if you guys haven't. That's nearly up, isn't it? End of the month. Does any of you guys here in the chat? Do you still watch YouTube of the Month?
No.
Like not many people do now. I don't think. A lot of people who I talk.
Once
It lost its soul to the American capitalism.
It lost a little bit of credibility. Yeah.
Well, end of this year, hopefully, we'll bring it back to a UK host, like Scott's saying.
Yeah, definitely.
Seems to be mostly UK tubers that are up for it at the moment.
Yeah,
listen, I loved it when Pete done it, but when Tootie done it, I thought it was great as well. Because when he does some of these videos and he does some of these cutting with his voice and everything else, I think it's great. I love it. It's so hack and slash, but I fucking love it. I can't do any better, but I just love it.
Yeah, when I did it, I was just like, "This is your people. Here you go. See you later.
Yeah.
See you next month." Do you know what I mean? I was like minimal effort.
Keep it simple.
Yeah.
But by the end, Scott, by the end, Pete, you were like, "Oh, there's this one."
Oh, mate, it got so bad that like it was just soul destroying doing it after like 8 months, and I was just like, "Look, here's a bunch of people."
Yeah.
I won't go into the ins and outs of it, but it got ruined basically for me. Sorry, Scott. Go on.
No, that guy that won it, who took it over from you, the one who sung the theme tune.
Russ, yeah.
Oh, it's like that Little Britain scheme where he's got to write the theme tune, sing the theme tune, do the theme.
Like Dennis Waterman, yeah.
And
I mean, he
seemed to think it was like an official YouTube thing, didn't he? It was just, it was ridiculous.
I don't know. I mean, his channel's very sort of over the top American anyway. Like that's what they like out there. Fair enough to them. He seems like a nice guy, Russ. He was a nice guy when we were sort of when I was handing over and everything. But he was literally the only person who wanted to do it. That he was the one person out of the 12 who wanted to do it. Jesus. So what are you going to do?
Yeah.
And then at the end of this year, yeah, we're all saying it'd be great if it came back to the UK, but that is contingent on someone actually wanting to fucking do it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But why not?
I don't think.
Why not? It's done like this then, rather than the same person doing it for the 12 months. Why not the winner of that month does it for that next month, and it keeps changing monthly from the winner?
Well, I guess you could do that. It's logistically difficult, you know.
Well, if it's all UK based, it's not too bad, I guess.
Yeah, but yeah, I know what you're saying, but I think that you're going to get times when someone can't do it, and it's going to fall down.
You just cut them out, move on to the fucking next one.
Yeah. Okay. Ruthless. Ruthless.
Yeah.
We should get you doing it, mate. We should
No,
get you
I
doing
can't
it.
I can't even spell the word YouTube, let alone fucking do it. I get messages from people to stay off YouTube. Lee, I beg you, stay off YouTube. So I'm quite happy.
So Griffo's Retro Gaming in the chat has said, YouTube of the Month feels very clicky. It's a great platform for smaller tubers, but some only put one video out in 2 months and get nominated. And Pete Oldschool has said it should just be under 1,000 subs. Now that really is one of my bones of contention. Now, in the many years it was running up until I hosted, it was always 1,000 subs max. Now, when Russ took over, he, for some reason not known to me, decided to then say it was 2,000. And I was like, mate, it's supposed to be for small tubers. 1,000 is enough. Yeah. And then Do You Nerd took over, and they suddenly go, well, it must be going up 1,000 every year. And they made it 3,000. It's like, how has it got to 3,000? That is not small. That's huge.
No.
Like, to be honest, right, if you have 1,000 subscribers doing what we do, that's massive. Right? So why on earth would we want to be shouting out people who are like at 3,000 subs? It's not what it's for. It's for people who are, like, to be honest, on like 100. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like up and coming people, get them out there, share them about and everything. And it's great. There's been this thing lately of all the tubers doing little shout outs. So they'll do like pickups and they'll do shout outs. That's brilliant. And that's what that should have been, but it's kind of lost its way. And it's just people just vote for their mates. And like he says, if someone might not have done a video for 2 months, but I'll better nominate my mate. It's like, no, that's not how this works. It's just gone to shit.
I agree. When I won it in November last year, or December, I hadn't watched YouTuber of the Month since you gave up, Pete, because I knew it had gone to America and I just didn't like the format.
Yeah.
And I agree totally. 3,000 subs is ridiculous. That's not a small channel.
And I'll just say, like, not taken away from anybody who's won recently, and not especially not to Dana and Marcus who've won this month. I'm not, it's still a great achievement, and I'm chuffed for them. And they're small channels anyway. Like, they're the kind of channels that should be getting nominated, right? But you get these big American channels who've got like 2,500, 3,000 subs, and it's like, come on, man.
Yeah, no, totally.
They all seem to think it's something serious. They seem to think it's something more than what it is, though, don't they?
Yeah.
And it just takes it all away, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, never mind, some people in the chat saying we should start a UK only one, but then it's like like Pete Olds was saying, it's effort. Like it was effort for me, even doing my 5 minutes a month, going, oh, here's your people. Do you know what I mean? It's a commitment to do it, and I wanted to do it because it was like a huge honor for me to do it. And back then, especially, I felt that, like, because when I started YouTube, a lot of the really sort of popular channels that I looked up to did YouTube of the Month or were nominated and everything. And then when I got to do it, it was like a huge honor for me to do it. So I wouldn't change having done it, but it did kind of feel like a chore after a while. Anyway, next topic. Who's got something good?
Let's talk about Vectrex.
Yes.
Vectrex.
I have just got one, so you know what I mean. Give me some tips, guys. Especially you, Steve. You're the man. You're the man with it in the know. You've got some good stuff.
It's all about the Vec Fever. And I've heard there is going to be another run.
I was just about to say, is there going to be another one? And
There's going to be a Vec Fever 2.
Yes,
I've heard there is.
Yeah.
I believe I can't remember the guy's name. I believe he's teamed up with somebody else, and there is going to be another run. When that will be, I don't know. But that is what you want to get, in my opinion.
All over that.
The Vectrex is awesome. Don't get me wrong. Like your Vector Pilots, Vector Patrol, Vectrexians is all right, but Vector Pilot and Vector Patrol, like spot on games, like absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
But for me, to play the old arcade vectors, like your Asteroids in particular, Asteroids and Asteroids Deluxe, that are pretty much arcade perfect on a Vector monitor.
Yeah.
For me, it just makes it. Absolutely love it. But there's also a few other games on that Vec Fever. There's a game called Robot Arena that you guys have probably heard of.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bit like Robotron, like a twin stick. It's awesome. Absolutely awesome. But don't get me wrong, it doesn't take away that the Vectrex is obviously still worth owning, but the Vec Fever just sort of takes it
a little
up
higher
there,
level,
to a higher level of like just a must-have console in your collection. It's because it's that good.
I sold my Vectrex, the whole collection, because I couldn't get a Vec Fever cart.
Yeah.
And now you're telling me a second one's coming out?
Put it this way, I do think obviously the Vectrex at the moment is obviously you have to pay a bit of a premium to get one. I think if that Vec Fever cart becomes widely available, I reckon that will go up even further.
Yeah, I reckon you're right.
Yeah,
I was gutted I couldn't get a Vec Fever.
Oh, I was lucky. I ended up getting two of them, and I sold one face value to my mate Lee, who does me a lot of favours. And I still, to this day, don't think he's really used it or really even knows what it does. But it's an awesome bit of kit. But don't get me wrong. Like you look at like the UV overlays, and the frames that are out at the moment.
Yeah, they're awesome, Jay. You can definitely get those.
Go get those. Get those as well.
You send those.
Oh, well,
Sega Satellite, you gone through
UV frame with the light range.
That's it.
Has he gone through a shit?
Where to get one, and I cannot find where to get one.
Just go on the Facebook, YouTube, Facebook Vectrex group.
Yeah.
Vectrex Fans Unite, and there's a guy on there called Lawrence Bennion, is it?
Well, Lawrence does the overlays, and it's James Watt who does the frames.
I'm sure there's a site now that I believe Lawrence is fronting that does the frames as well.
Yeah.
I'll tag you on there. I'll tag you, Jay, on a post on there later with both of them guys.
Okay.
Yeah. Because even Mindstorm would look fantastic with the overlay.
Yeah.
It's a great game as well.
12 volts and a 5 volt. And the 5 volt plugs into your Vectrex, don't it?
That's it.
That's the one. Is that the one you've got, or would you?
I've got both, and I'm still trying to decide which one I'm going to. Because Dainster just said in the comments, I've still got dibs in your second light because I said to him he can have my other one.
Yeah.
But I'm still deciding. Do I want to keep the 12 volt or the 5 volt?
See, the thing is, I do actually think it's worth having both because well, if you end up getting a Vec Fever, something like Robot Arena, you need both inputs. You have to put two joysticks in.
Right.
So then you have to run it from an external device, which would obviously be like a 12 volt adapter. Because obviously the 5 volt one runs out of the joystick port.
Yeah.
So if you've only got a 5 volt one, then you won't be able to play Robot Arena with it.
Yeah.
And if I'm honest, I think the 12 volt one is actually a little bit too bright. I mean, I'm not sure if you can get like some sort of voltage regulator to sort of dim it down a little bit. Because I actually think the best effect is the 5 volt in the dark. But obviously, if you're using it in daylight, then the 5 volt one doesn't work that well. So as I say, I think it's best probably having both. yeah. For the sake of it. But then again, I think you should have two. Again, if you get a Vec Fever, I have two Vectrex, one horizontal, one vertical.
Yeah, one. I know. I've just about got one. It took me long enough to get the first one.
If you sell me one of yours, Steve, we'll have two each.
I've got to dig that out somewhere.
There you go.
I'm not even sure if it's still
What's
working.
that 3D effect visor like then, Steve? Is it good?
I haven't got that yet.
Oh,
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry. I have.
Yeah,
Sorry,
you
I thought you
know.
was on about there was. Isn't there like a new UV overlay that's like 3D?
yeah, there is a new
Oh,
3D.
Yeah. Sorry.
yeah,
I
yeah.
haven't seen that, but yeah, the headset, the Repro headset. Yeah, it's cool. Well worth a go. Well, like Mindstorm looks great for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Whether it's worth the price or not, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But it's
Does he
another.
play
little
all
toy, isn't it?
games, or is he just a certain few?
Just the 3D imager
Oh,
games.
just the 3D
There's,
games,
I think
yeah.
there was only 4 released.
Oh, right.
I mean, what I'd recommend? Do you listen to podcasts at any time?
I do occasionally, yeah.
Have you heard of the 10 Pence podcast?
Mate, I listen to it every week.
Well,
With Victor Marlin, yeah?
with Victor Marland, he done a Vectrex podcast. Again, I mean, if you say you listen to it every week,
Yeah.
it was only released about a month ago. It was on with
Right.
Chris Parsons.
Chris Parsons.
He's the guy that
yes.
does.
Yeah.
I mean, they literally went through every single accessory
I'll
on
have
that
to listen
podcast.
To I'll have to listen to that.
Listen
again.
to it. It was
Yeah.
really good. It was really good. I was actually going to rip it off and do a YouTube video
Yeah.
and just sort of use their script, if you like. I might do because it was a really good podcast.
Good
where it
insight
literally
into the
went through,
Vectrex. I'll have to listen to that again.
went through every
I
accessory, and I think that's what made that, because Madtronics, he's the one that does the Repro imagers and the Repro pens. I think he was inundated after that podcast. He was inundated with orders.
I told Alex it's all his fault for the rising prices in Vectrexes.
Probably is. Yeah, with them soppy speakers he's got, it looks fantastic.
Well, how long have we had those UV overlays, Steve? Ages, 6 months or something.
Ages at least.
And I've been spent the last 6 months being like, I will do a video. I filmed it all and everything, and it's been sat on my laptop for like 3 months. And yesterday, I think, or today, do you see Tech Moan did a video on the UV overlays, and like he's got a massive channel, so that's gonna pump up the sales of those.
Yeah. Look, Scott, I can see Scott Brand down there looking all gutted because he sold his one.
I know.
He looks gutted.
He does, yeah.
It's not sinking in that there's a Vet Fever Kart 2 coming out.
I believe there is.
I've seen like a few little mutterings about it on there. Yeah.
I reckon I've had my Vectrex, 4 years waiting to get hold of one. Sell it and they release a freaking Vec Fever 2.
I think you might still be waiting for the Vec Fever 2.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I'd keep my Vectrex just to play Vector Pilot.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's still well worth having a Vectrex, but the Vec Fever makes it a must own, like just a must have. But it's awesome machine.
Who was it in the comments said, it was the Danester said, Scott Sega Saturn lad showing symptoms.
I've been off for a week. This cough.
Have you?
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, I had fever and everything. So I don't know if it is it, but
yeah, it sounds like
that's the thing. There's no way to know, is there? Like whether you are or not. No. Right, I'm going to add Steve in, I think, who's been patiently waiting.
I'll call it quits and you can bring Steve in now because the wife will probably want me downstairs to watch a movie anyway now, guys.
Okay, mate. Thanks for coming.
Take care, Jay. See you soon, yeah?
Cheers,
Stay safe.
Yeah, mate. Guys. See you soon, yeah?
All right, peace.
Yeah, Pete, shall we have a look at the comments, man?
Yeah, let's have a look little look in the comments. I
am free!
Hello, Steve. Sorry to keep you waiting there. That's my bad.
That's all right. I was enjoying the chat. Actually, it was good.
So going back. Oh, I can hear him. Yeah, I can hear him.
I can hear Steve.
I can't hear him.
So we're going back quite a way when we're talking about YouTube of the month in the comments. So Marcus saying when you work full time, it's an effort doing any video, which it definitely is. And funnily enough, I'm finding that now I'm working from home, I find it harder to do video stuff because it's like doing more work at home. Whereas where I work at the office and I come back and do video stuff, I don't mind that as much. And then Pete Old School saying, yeah, it's an effort to get out of bed, which I can sympathise with that. Yeah, dads and lads, any UK places to get the Vectrex overlays? Now, do you mean overlays for the actual Vectrex library, or do you mean like the newer overlays, like custom overlays, because the answer to the question will be different depending on which it is. So Dane's saying black light is they're called Black Lighter. I do have a business card for them somewhere here, but yeah, they it's the guy called James Watt who does them. And Black Lighter is the overlays. That's Lawrence Bennion. Not going to read that comment, but yeah, everyone's just chatting. So normal library, saying normal library overlays. So I don't know if Steve can chime in on this, but apart from one guy I know that used to do the Mindstorm overlay repros, you pretty much, it's just eBay, isn't it, for the normal library overlays?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. I don't know of anyone doing repro. As I said, apart from your Mindstorm ones.
What you want to do is do what I did. I got 13 overlays for 60p because I bought this 200 quid bundle on eBay and I sold it all on. Yeah, so I ended up with 13 overlays for 60 pence, which was awesome.
Yeah.
And who we got? Someone else just popped in. I was going to say hello to. Oh yeah, Kieran, Retro Reclaimer, who has made a little bit of a comeback. So if anyone doesn't know Kieran, go and check out his channel. He's gone from like 0 to 100, so he didn't do any videos for like 3 years, and now he's doing like a ton of videos. But yeah, good lad. But yeah, I mean, look, while we're on the topic, because a couple of people were talking about that in. Oh, apparently I can click on comments, so I can actually show comments. Look, how flash is this? Pete, you can click on comments to highlight to group.
Ah, look at that.
Look at that.
Good.
That is flash. Yeah, we did that last time. I obviously forgot.
What was that toot he put up?
And
Take about his deep in his lady, filthy animal.
it's because Kieran said I would have come sooner, but I was deep in Lady and the Tramp on Disney Plus. And Stu said he misread it basically, which I admit I did misread at the first glance.
Filthy bastards, filthy fucking bastards. Nah.
But yeah, I mean, while we're on the topic of finding time to do videos, I mean, I know you, Scott, have done quite a few videos, haven't been off during this thing. But I mean, how does everyone find time to make videos in general, like in a normal, a normal working week or whatever?
It's tough. It's not easy.
It's tough, isn't it?
Yeah, very.
I'm just a lazy fuck. I've got plenty of time. That's because I only work 7 till 3:30 Monday to Friday, so I'm off every night. Every weekend. My daughter, my last 2 videos, 2 with my little one, Sammy, because she's been bugging me to go on YouTube, and she wants to do more with me. But obviously, with what's going on the last couple of months, I haven't been to a car boot or nothing.
Yeah.
And obviously, my channel has always been based on pickups, car booty stuff. So when I've done something a bit out of the norm, it doesn't feel right. I mean, I've done a video once. I think I've done we hidden gems, all right? Some bullshit. And obviously, because that's one of those commented words, hidden gems, I've got over 1,000 views. So like, I've got more views in that than I've got in my fucking lifetime of 8 years of being on this shit. So,
but did you enjoy doing it, or?
At the time, I did. Listen, I think for myself, I got onto YouTube because all my friends were more interested in going to the pub, which is fine. We're going to the pub and we're not really gaming as such.
Yeah. So
there's only like a small group of people who I used to game with, and I literally found YouTube because I was looking to fix a Mega Drive, and I found. Retro Game Tech, what's his face? Mine? Is it mine? The Scottish lad who's been away for like 6 years, and he comes back and he's got like 1 million views or something. And since that, I found Tootie, and then I found obviously Gashead and Daz and Ocarina Fella, Cyber Snake J, Sinister Steel, like all like Sega Scat, like all the people now who I really watch now.
The proper community. I mean, you're talking about proper community channels, in my opinion. There, there's no percentage of those guys. I mean, they're proper. Yeah. They will interact. They will be friendly. They will get you involved. Yep. Yeah,
I mean, the first time I met Sega Saturn, Scott, was he at the car boot? I met you the first time.
Yeah, a few years ago. Quite a few years ago.
It was. I met you at Duncan's car boot.
You did, mate.
And then obviously I went down and met Ocarina Fella, old Carl, which is really nice geezer. It's a shame he's not doing much. And obviously then we met Gashead and Daz, and then the YouTube sensational star in Pete. Obviously, when I drew my car, I was thrilled, mate. When you came in my car with me and Scott, I was,
Did you show?
That's very kind of you to say.
Me and Scott were taking the piss the whole day. Where did we go, Scott? Was it
Doncaster?
Doncaster.
Doncaster.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
yeah, you.
Did you escape?
You were ribbing me that day, weren't you?
Did you jump out halfway along the motorway or something? Call the police.
You know what, mate?
That's the same. Did Pete escape?
Oh no! We had a good time. We had a good time up there. I mean, listen, that's part of the fun, the interaction, and obviously, but the community has changed, and I obviously it sounds like a bit of an old broken record, but it has changed. It's not it's not how it was when I first started doing it. But I think people have got different ideas now when it comes to doing YouTube. Obviously, the American market gives you that life of being a YouTuber. I mean, I watch YouTube channels who are not gaming, and they're making a living off doing YouTube. So in America, but I mean, you couldn't do that over here. I'll be shocked if you could do that over here.
I mean, you can do. You can. I mean, it's become mainstream. YouTube has become that's the only difference that's happened over the last 5 years. It's become from a niche product to a mainstream platform, basically. And obviously, with mainstream, you're going to get the guys like us that are still, I would say, community based, that just want to meet and have a laugh, and we do videos now and again. And then you also have the guys that are like MTV kind of presenters that so you have all this mix. I don't think there's anything wrong with this mix. I just think it's become much broader than it used to be. It used to be a bit of a nerdy, bit of a geeky thing, dare to say it, yeah. Because no one really used YouTube apart from, I don't know, sort of, I don't know. It's a bit niche, wasn't it? Whereas now, like, it's a major platform. It's as big as any TV channel, really, globally.
I watch more YouTube than TV.
I
watch
me
more
too.
YouTube channels.
Yeah, me too.
Golf channels. I mean, I'm sick about golf, but that's another fucking story. Car stuff, even cooking stuff. I'm watching things about new ideas for cooking and new street food ideas and things when I'm working on menus for work and that. And watching you guys. I mean, Scott Brand. I mean, the last year, mate, I've so much enjoyed watching your channel, and it's great to watch someone like yourself personally, who you can tell who's actually living it, who's living that Sega dream. You can see that. And there's some people you see, and like they're this because it's so different. That's why I love YouTube, because everyone's got their little thing. Like, look at you, Ad Sneaker. Look, I mean, your channel. I mean, it's so nichey, and that's what I love about YouTube. And like Pete, and like Sega Saturn Lad and Sin Steve. Everyone's got their little thing, and that's why I like YouTube so much, and that's why I even now I still watch it. But again, it's not the same how it was before, which is unfortunate. But I think we're all a little bit older, I mean, I'm 38 this year.
What do you think's actually changed, though, Chef? What's actually changed?
What do you think's changed?
CX, one of the main biggest things, because and eBay, because before I could go to a car boot and I could spend 40, 50 quid, and that's a lot back in the day, and I could come back with a shitload of stuff that I would put into my collection, and it was great. Whereas now, because of CX, eBay, Spock, Gumtree, all that kind of jazz, people are starting to think, oh, hang on a minute, I can spin this elsewhere. But then Facebook's not helped. I mean,
but how's that changing YouTube? That's
So
what
I
changed
think-
it for you. You're not finding the bargains as much.
well, for me, I'm not finding what I used to find. I mean, I used to find loads of bundles and get some good stuff. Whereas now, because that's my channel was mainly booting and picking up from local places, because that's what I used to like doing.
Yeah.
I mean, I can show off all the games I've got. I mean, I've got fucking loads. I've never sold my collection. I've had the same shit from day dot to now. So, and I've never shown my collection, purely just haven't done it. But I've got, when it comes to picking up stuff, even all the new stuff, I've got all that. But I see all the other YouTubers and other people, you know, oh, this has just come out, that's just come out. I'm not. That's not really me. I'd just rather go and do a car boot. So if I can't car boot, then I won't do anything, and that's probably why, like, my channel probably isn't. That's probably why I haven't got much into it, because I only do a little bit. Whereas,
but don't you think that your subscribers, would be more invested in you, and would actually watch it no matter what you're doing?
I would like to believe you, Steve. I would like to believe you, but my channel's never been one where I've had many comments. It's not obviously from like the certain people would comment and whatnot. But I've never had that kind of footfall. I just done it just because I wanted to meet like-minded people and trade with people. That's why I used to always, in the beginning, that's what I was always doing. So whereas now it's changed so much, I'm not getting as much as I used to. That's probably why I'm kind of not doing it anymore, really. Which is a shame, because I do enjoy it.
Yeah, I must admit, like, YouTube for me is it's sort of already done what I wanted it to do. And I think that's why I don't do as many videos. Don't get me wrong, I still try and get a video out once a month, because there's people I watch that like, as soon as the notification comes up, I'm bang on it. And I imagine I'd like to think that there might be a few people that do the same for me. Yeah, so I do sort of feel like, probably not, but I sort of feel like, yeah, I'll put something out. But I do feel like what you were saying, you get on YouTube to meet like-minded people. I feel I've already done that.
Yeah, we've had some good events. Haven't we?
I had some puck events.
I just want to add to Lee's thoughts. I think when me and Lee first got involved, which was probably about the same time, it was a much bigger community. And I was saying this to Scott on the way up to Revival, that when I first got involved, everyone used to do trades. Everyone used to gift to each other quite a lot as well. There was a lot more kind of video responses as well. And there was much more kind of more community, whereas now it doesn't feel as though there is. I think maybe CX has killed a lot of it, but I don't know.
I'm going to disagree because like, I hear this a lot. Oh, you know, there's no trades going on. There's no this, that, and the other going on. Absolutely right. Look in the chat now, right? If I go right through the chat and I look at all these newer channels who are coming in, so like who we got? Nath Retro, Gernaldinho, we got Eddie Rollercore, we got Dads and Lads. All these newer channels, they all do all that stuff.
Yeah,
believe me, right? Now, if you want to see the same community stuff going on, you have to go and look for new channels. And I'd like to think I'm straight away supporting new smaller channels. And then, like, Rob Gernaldinho left a nice comment earlier in the chat saying that I was one of the first tubers to see him at the London Gaming Market, made him feel very welcome, blah blah blah. And he said it's kind of like, just increased from there. And like that, all that stuff is there if you're willing to go out and find these newer channels. Like, I know a lot of people who've been around forever have stopped doing it, but it's still there.
Is it human nature? Is it
I agree totally. There's loads of good new channels out there. And the community, with what I've gone through, don't really want to talk about that much, but the community has been amazing. It really has. I cannot believe how much support and stuff I've gained over the last few months. It's been incredible, really. It really has.
Yeah. I mean, we've made proper mates through this. It's not bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, you know, when something like that happens, whether you got proper mates or not in this thing, and that's just proved that you have, you know.
Oh yeah, 100%. And that's what I set out to do. You know, I started on Facebook and helped set up Galaxy Sega and Retro Realm and all of that. And yeah, there's a great community there, but Facebook's a very different kettle of fish to YouTube. And it was the likes of you, Pete, and Russ and all that said, get into YouTube, you know. And you meet some fantastic people, you really do. And I've made some really genuine friends, and that's what it's all about for me.
Definitely.
Where's Chef gone?
I don't know, he just vanished, but
He's Tusi UK just said something good in the comments there. Loads of top lads who are in it for the right reasons.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I can't hear Steve at all, guys. I can't hear Addy Sneaker Freak at
Oh,
all.
can you not? He was just saying
No.
that Stu's comment said a lot of these newer, smaller channels are in it for the right reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is
just
that-
you know.
Anyone else hear me? Or is it just?
no.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, I
it's
can
just
hear you
Scott
fine,
can't hear
Steve.
you, which doesn't really seem to make sense for me. You haven't got him muted or something, have you, Scott?
No.
No.
You just can't understand Scousers.
But we had this with the start with Jay, didn't we?
Yeah. But yeah, any smaller channels that you guys have been watching lately, or newer channels you want to shout out?
Game Zone Bird Room.
Oh yeah.
I've heard of this.
I'm obsessed with that channel.
It's the guy with birds in his house, yeah?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
amazing.
definitely. Rocky,
Amazing.
Rocky the Cockatiel. I am hooked on that channel.
It is.
I wait for the next video to be uploaded.
It's the best
I really do.
intro in YouTube across the board, right, across anyone's gaming channels, whatever. The introduction, right? It's almost purposefully amateurish, but it's fantastic. It makes you laugh every time. You actually watch the intro every time and laugh because it's so funny. Honestly, it's amazing.
Yeah, I've got to check that out. I've heard a few things. I've got to check that out.
Neil is here. Hello, Neil, Retro Man Cave, and he said we all start out as smaller channels, small channels, which is true. I mean, when we all started, we had 0 subscribers. You know.
Yeah.
I started my channel, and I you know, I dreamed of getting 100 subscribers. Honestly.
Yeah.
You have to every subscription that someone clicks subscribe. If you think about your journey when you subscribe to a channel, you have to earn each subscription.
Absolutely.
100 is amazing. 1,000 is ridiculous, really, when you think about it. You know,
it is. Yeah. Like if you think, imagine 100 people in a room, like, you know, if it was like a concert hall or something, 100 people listening to you, that's a lot.
Yeah.
1,000 is just ridiculous. So, like, you know, even the smaller channels, that's a huge achievement to get like 100 or 200 subscribers. It's a massive achievement to get that many people to want to listen to what you've got to say. And then, you know, some channels, you know, end up sort of going a lot further, and good on them.
Well, Dylan has just said he's hit 100 subs earlier this week.
Hey, good on you, Dylan. Well done. So, Dylan, we'll give him a little shout out. Hyper Trigger EX. Is it X or EX? I think it's X because I want to know how to pronounce that. But he is Dylan. For anyone who doesn't know, has been someone who's kind of been in the community for a very long time, but hasn't ever made videos, and has finally cracked and started making videos, which is great to see. So go and check out his channel. Anyone in the comments who doesn't know him.
Good videos as well. They're really well constructed.
Good production value, right?
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah.
Started off really well.
So everyone in the comments will get on to Hyper Trigger EX if you're not already.
If you look at my early videos, it's just embarrassingly bad. And Dylan started off pretty well straight off the bat there. So
He's obviously learned from a few great people, hasn't he?
But yeah,
also, if we're still shouting out newer channels as well, I mean, does Rollercore count as a newer channel? Because I know he's just gone over 300 subs, and he hasn't been doing it that long. Eddie,
who? Eddie, yeah, Eddie's awesome
Eddie's
channel.
doing fantastic, isn't he?
And it don't surprise me. He's very, very watchable. I love watching his stuff.
Yeah,
and he's an Amiga fan, so
exactly.
Yeah. So
he's the biggest Amiga fan I know that doesn't own an Amiga. I don't know what's going on with him. he's got loads of games but no Amiga, and I keep sending him bargains, and he's like, "Oh no,
I didn't know he didn't have an Amiga."
Mental.
As you said earlier, Steve, like your game of choice, I agree. I was in the background nodding as well. Sensible World of Soccer, the last iteration, 96, 97, I think, wasn't it, on the Amiga?
Yeah.
That'd be my choice as well, because it's just endless playing as a kid.
And I tell you who can play it as well. Retro Man Cave. I tell you what, me and Pete was at a little event, a little tiny event, wasn't it, Pete?
Yeah.
And I know that they put the Mega Drive version on for a tournament.
Yeah.
And Neil absolutely smashed it.
Yeah, he did.
Absolutely ruined it. I'm gutted I didn't play him in the final because, to be honest, I lost in penalties in the semis, and that could have been a toin toss. I should have beaten him in normal time, but went to penalties and I lost. I should have been playing Neil in that final, but absolutely ruined him in the final.
It's fun though, isn't it? I mean, I was at Revival, wasn't I? Was it last year?
Oh yeah.
And there was the tournament next door. I got to the final. I got beat in the final, but
did you get beat by some kid?
No, I beat that little like that. No, but, there was another a younger lad in his early 20s. He went 3-0 up against me in the first half, and I beat him. Sorry, I got to 3-0, right? And then the fellow just didn't know what to do, so he reset it and went next goal to win it, and I scored the next goal. And that was mental, to be fair, you know. But it's so it's not like FIFA where you take your time these days.
Honestly, Sensible Soccer, it's the best, in my opinion, it's the best football game ever made. I mean, FIFA's still got an element of luck to it. Whether, do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's just best football game ever made. Yeah. Love it.
Gernaldinho in the comments, Steve. No worries, Chef. You back in action.
Yeah, back on charge. Thank fuck.
Good. It's Steve Gernaldinho says, lost on penalties in the semis. Were you England?
Yeah. Danes just commented we were in Blackpool play last year, and he beat me in the first game I played against him. I was a bit pissed, Dainster. I
thought he was talking about me. I was just about to type back saying, no, that didn't happen. As if I was Dainster.
So I obviously said, we've got to do best of 3 then.
So, just as we're talking about subscribers, Neil has said in the comments, Sega Sessions has just hit 100 subs. Hey!
Yeah, I tell you what, we've gone from like 72 to like 100.
We had, because the other day when I checked, because we were trying to work out how to do all this, which obviously I failed at, we had 71. Yeah, so we've gone up 29 in the last couple of days.
That's a lot.
Must have been when the new Scott Brown was coming on.
Exactly, when they knew the big man was coming on. It's just boom, subs.
We do have a comment. So we've got a couple of comments about any kickoff / goal fans. I mean,
I still can't hear Steve at all.
That's weird. You must have been muted.
Look, I'll highlight the comment. He's saying he's talking about from Neil saying any kickoff or goal fans.
So I was a massive fan of goal.
That was good.
I was a massive fan of goal because actually everyone goes on about kickoff too, but Dino Dini's best, I think his best, ever was goal.
I loved kickoff. I don't think I ever played goal.
Goal was a fantastic game. It was like You could play kick-off style. It's like if you imagine halfway between kick-off and sensible soccer. That's what it was. But you could even revert. You could go sideways or vertically, and it was a really polished game. It distracted me a little bit from sensible soccer, but I mean, obviously that still is the number one. But I will appreciate Goal for what it was. It was a really, really good game.
It was always Pro Evo on the PS2 generation, Pro Evo 2, 3 and 4. The kind of like peak for football games for me. They still play well now.
I love International Superstar Soccer. That was my favourite on the SNES.
Yeah, that was.
I used to love that. Even on the Mega Drive, it was pretty good. To be fair.
Same makers as Pro Evo, isn't it?
It's Konami. It's Konami.
Yeah.
Evolved into it, didn't it?
Predecessor.
What's it called in Japan? Winning 11.
Yeah. There's the N64 game. What do you call it? International Superstar Soccer. I think 2000, and it's like a management game. It's the first kind of RPG kind of football game where what you do in the matches evolves into how you become a player in the game. And obviously now you've got the newer FIFAs and the newer Pro Evos that do the career mode where you're like a teenage kid or whatever you play for and you go up the ranks. But they did it in 2000 and that was pretty good, to be fair.
What about other sports games? Anyone big fan of any other sports games in general?
Virtual Tennis 2.
Virtual Striker.
Yeah,
virtual tennis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to love
Scott was playing earlier.
Yeah.
Athletic Kings on the Saturn.
Yeah.
Oh, quality game. Yeah.
I love Athletic Kings. And then Winter Heat was the
Winter Heat.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think I've got that, but I've never actually played it.
It's not as good as Athlete Kings, but it's all right.
Oh.
It's got a bit personality to it,
Neil in the comments saying Speedball 2. I'd definitely take Speedball 2 as one of my all-time favourites.
That's my all-time favourite.
I've got a little. If I flip your camera around, I've got a Speedball 2 picture on there, the wall there.
That is awesome.
Fucking love Speedball 2, man.
We should probably go through the comments because there's loads of good.
Do you want to do that, Steve? Go through the comments.
So you got Dad Lads Gaming saying FIFA on the 3DO is decent.
I'll try and highlight these comments while you're going.
So I've never played. I mean, that's probably quite an obscure version of FIFA, really, isn't it? On the 3DO. NBA Jam, which is an obvious one. I mean, what I don't like about NBA Jam, right? And I think it's a better game than NBA Jam on a Neo Geo.
Street Hoops.
I think it's actually better than NBA Jam. So if anyone's never played Street Hoops,
I love Street Hoops. Street Hoops is my favourite basketball game.
Yeah, I think it's actually better than
NBA. Maybe that and NBA Live 95 on the Mega Drive.
Yeah, NBA Live 95.
We got NBA Street 2 from Retro Reclaimer. We got Roller Coaster, Smash Tennis on the Super Nintendo. Rockstar Table Tennis, which is quite an obscure early Rockstar game. It was really a nicely produced game, wasn't it? If you remember it.
One of the first games I bought on 360. It was awesome.
Yeah.
I remember the 4 buttons you put the spin on, didn't you? The 4 buttons. Yeah, it was a quality game, that was.
And you got Mario Strikers from Planet Retro.
Yeah, Mario Strikers is a good fun like local multiplayer game.
Blood Bowl from I've never heard of that one.
Blood Bowl.
Is it like a sort of fictional American football thing, isn't it?
I don't know.
Yeah, wasn't that Warhammer Blood Bowl?
Was it?
Not sure.
I think so.
Not sure.
We've got Horatio Van Basten,
Windjammers.
We've actually got a limited run release. Stop the hate. I've got it. But that was a good game. I mean, there's a good game that I'm going to mention now, which is one of my favourite sports games ever, which is Neo Turf Masters, which I think is an amazing arcade game.
I love it. I got it on my iPhone. I play it all the time.
Yeah, it's a fantastic game, isn't it?
Do you know the golf game that I mean, I did like the Tiger Woods sort of PS2 and GameCube era, but
Yeah, they're very good.
the golf game that I absolutely love, which I would love to actually have the cab at home, is Golden Tee, you know, with the trackball thing. Because
Yeah.
when I was a big drinker around sort of like 17, 18, they had the Golden Tee in all the pubs. And I don't know if you remember, but they were all networked. So if you went to one pub on a pub crawl and you got a high score, and you went to the next pub, it would have it on that one because they're all networked up. That was sick. And we just play that game so much, man.
Gross Newton's just, sorry, one sec. Gross Newton's just sent me an audio file.
Has he?
I'll just play it. It's
No, don't play it. Don't play it. It's too risky. It's too risky.
I've tested it. It's all right.
Game Zone. Bird Room.
There you go. That was it.
See,
Fair enough.
Hey, they do a Golden Tee home plug.
I know. I've got it. I've got one, mate.
Thing.
I've got one.
Ah, cool.
It's got the trackball on it, a little like home device. Yeah, it's pretty good actually.
Yeah.
I got it from my mate for Christmas a couple of years ago. It's good. It's got a heavy trackball in that, hasn't it?
Yeah. It's decent.
Yeah.
And it's got like a little arcade panel like replica on the fascia sort of thing.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Get the proper cab, Pete. They go for peanuts.
I know, but I don't have any room, mate.
No, sort it out, Pete. Come on.
I could always get
They've got
one and
no
tell my
kids.
missus it's on loan, like you do with yours.
Do it. Just put it in the lounge. It's for a mate. It's for a mate.
Yeah, just looking after it.
I mean, that's an impressive background you got there, though, Steve. I mean, it's fantastic, isn't it?
Oh, cheers, Steve. Thank
Steve's
you.
room is awesome, man. It's a really cool little room. I'm super jealous when I went.
Yeah.
Around there.
Actually,
I want
isn't
that outrun.
Yeah,
It's all about that dart machine there. That's what's been getting the most play recently.
that new?
Really?
I've never seen that in a bit. Is that new?
I love it. Yeah, it's quite new. I'm sure it was in my last vid, I think.
Yeah,
Awesome.
it was in your last.
I love it.
Wow.
Really cool. If you like darts, I mean, not everyone likes darts, but it's pretty cool.
Love darts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like darts.
I got the physique for darts, so it works out all right.
I see Danester's ripping me about that R-Type vinyl I bought.
I know. I'm just laughing at that comment. Like, for anyone that doesn't know, I'll pin the comment. So it says £90 on vinyl. Lol. So Steve dropped 90 quid on a record, which I think's mental. Like, I've been buying records for now since 1993, I think. You know, I bought a lot of records, man, but there's no way I'm spending anywhere near 90 quid on a record.
I mean, I've just spent 100 quid on a book.
Fucking hell. What is it? The original Bible written by God himself. But yeah, Steve got a bit of stick for that, didn't you, from the missus?
You say I'm gonna send you all pictures when I finally, I don't know, if I get bored of it and just resell it. You see how much I get for it, and you'll all be like, yeah, well done.
Okay, I'll eat my hat if that's the case.
We've got some other comments coming in, haven't we, about the sports games? So Dainster says Jockey Wilson on the Amstrad.
Jockey Wilson.
Jockey Wilson.
Never played it. Obviously, it's going to be a darts game, but never played it.
Kickstart on the Commodore 16.
Oh, Kickstart was a good. I mean, what was the PlayStation 4 game, which is similar to that?
Trials.
Trials Fusion, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good game. That was a good.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but sticking with darts games as well, I know that I think it was Dads and Lads said about 180 on the Spectrum.
Oh,
Personally preferred it on the C64, but what a game.
It's a brilliant game and the best darts game ever, that is.
Yeah, funnily enough, I was playing it on the Spectrum last night through emulation, because I don't actually own a Spectrum, because I was just having a laugh with a mate seeing about all these Spectrum games. I was trying to compare C64 to Spectrum, and it was a lot harder on the Spectrum, I thought.
Yeah.
But I mean, where'd you see like a yellow dartboard ever? Like stupid colours on the Spectrum.
Mr. Brand, what about the PDC on the Wii?
Yeah, so that's pretty good. Yeah, it's all right, but nothing on 180. That's the best game.
I mean,
the best dance game.
The thing is about sports games, you know, a lot of people slag them off a bit, but they are very, very playable. A lot of them, multiplayer-wise. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they don't hold any value, do they? So they're disposable. So they don't. People don't think of them as. People don't think of them as, you know, something to dig down into. Do they?
I completely agree, but I mean, over the years, I've had a lot of fun with my mates. With, you know, in the 90s, like sensible soccer and that, and then to be fair, like now, I won't buy it every year. I'll buy it every 2 or 3 years. FIFA. I'll still have a good laugh with the lads when they come round. We'll have a few games. I know it's completely. It's not a gamer's game really. It's defunct after 1 year, isn't it? You know, it's worth 50p.
Yeah.
But you still got to appreciate, you know, the artistry and the programmers that have actually sat there and made those games at the end of the day.
Still a good game. I could still play FIFA.
It's a good game. It's a good game.
The trouble is with like people like football fans like us. The only reason we buy the brand new one because we want all the new players at the right clubs.
Yeah,
that's the only reason we buy it. I mean, the game doesn't even really change that much. We could probably play FIFA 14, FIFA 15. It's not that much different. It's just all the old players.
Yeah, I mean, I think I buy every third year. I'll buy one because you do actually notice the change after that amount of time. But
they're still playable.
Still playable.
We got someone new in the comments. Retro Games Revived, Sean, who I actually subbed to recently. Another good like up and coming channel. So everybody go and check him out. Another one for you to check out, Scott. Put on your list. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, sport. I don't really play sports games like modern sports games. Like I'm not like FIFA. Last FIFA I probably enjoyed was like 95, and I stopped playing the basketball games because I'm a huge basketball fan, but they're just too complicated now. Like if you want to set up a quick game, it's like all this fuss because they're trying to make it realistic.
Yeah,
and it's I just want to play the game.
I learned to play FIFA probably around FIFA 11, FIFA 12. And FIFA wasn't too dissimilar from like Pro Evo, what Lee was saying earlier about what era was that, sort of PS2, even Xbox 360.
Yeah.
Well, I think once you learn to play them ones, it's quite easy to sort of go on. But yeah, if you haven't played
they don't very much, do they?
Since the 90s, then yeah, it's so complicated.
Yeah, like sometimes some of my mates who aren't really gamers, they have like a PS4 and they'll have FIFA. Because they don't play games, but they play FIFA. And I go around there and they go, "Do you want to play FIFA?" And then it takes them like 20 minutes to tell me the buttons and how to. Yeah. And, I've got no chance.
Yeah. It's one of those. If you're into it, like then it's easy. But if you're not, then it takes time to learn, doesn't it? You know, especially as you say with some of these, some of the modern games. Really, I mean, FIFA's not so bad actually, but some of the other games, the sports games, quite convoluted with the control mechanisms.
Yeah, as Pete said, like NBA or NHL. Yeah. I used to love them games on the Mega Drive. I can't play them now.
No,
like far too.
Golf games these days are quite complex. I mean, that's why I like Neo Surfmaster. And the only modern golf game I like is actually it's a Jap title. It's probably the spiritual successor to Neo Surfmasters. It's Everybody's Golf.
That's all right.
I think somebody mentioned that in the comments earlier.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
You can literally pick it up. If you've never played it before, you can play it. And it's good fun. No.
Sean Horatio Van Basten says he bought NBA 2016. Couldn't get his head around the controls. He thinks his controller was missing buttons. Exactly. That's how it feels, isn't it? So. Neil says there's something called Golf with Your Friends. We use it as a chat room. Is that like a web-based game? I don't know. Are you a fan of sports games, Lee? Much these days, like modern ones?
Yeah, I mean, I've got Rory McIlroy on the PS4. Not really
is that good?
I think it is. I think it's really good. But I like golf, but FIFA games, I've never really. Champ Manager for me, Champ Manager or Sims World of Soccer. There's always the ones I even now, I've got. I think someone shared it. It might have even been Tootie. I think it was someone online shared Champ Manager 01-02 season, but with all the new players from now. And I downloaded it.
Oh yeah.
I think it was. It might not be him. Fuck knows, isn't it? But the new FIFAs and the new Pro Evos, I'm not really too fussed about.
I know Steve's a big fan of Champ Manager.
I love Champ Manager.
Championship Manager, without a doubt, is the most hours I've put into a game. Without a doubt, probably doubled than any other game. And that's the one that Chef just said about the 01-02, which was the best one.
I remember I used to
when it came out on Xbox. That's when I started playing it all the time.
No, I remember I made my parents buy me my first proper PC back in 93, 94, or whenever it was, and I'm gone to buy me the PC, and then I got them to buy me Champ Manager, and I was like, yeah, I'm doing my homework. I'm playing Champ Manager.
Unbelievable game.
I was taking days off school. Oh, Mum, I don't feel very well. I had multiple games.
You know when you've got a great game when people are still doing updates and patches for it now, like Championship Manager 01-02 and like Sensible World of Soccer. They're still doing patches for them now to update them because they're that good.
Yeah.
I mean, who's going to be doing a patch for FIFA 20 in 20 years' time?
It's got a major thing of Sensible World of Soccer, haven't we? This was
massive cult following.
Yeah.
Massive. Yeah. They still do a lot of World Cup every single year.
Yeah. And it's Germany based, isn't it?
I think there's a lot of players in Germany, a lot of players in like Poland. Unbelievable following.
But that's getting remade, isn't it, Steve? That's getting like a.
No.
It's that social soccer, isn't it?
Social soccer, which is by John Hare, which is he was the lead sort of guy at Sensible Software. That's I've not played it yet.
Nor have I. Yeah. It's only on Steam, isn't it? Is it only on Steam?
Yeah, originally he had the big plan for the West, and then I think he got sort of a Chinese firm threw a load of money at him and said, release it over in China. So suddenly then he released it in China and then didn't release it in the West, and then it sort of came out in the West through the back door in the end, and it wasn't really announced massively as the original Kickstarter.
Did you say you haven't played it, Steve?
I've never played it, no. And then all the community, basically, the DE guys and Sensible Soccer DE, they produced this new Sensible World of Soccer, didn't they? Yeah. And we don't need Sensible Soccer now, do we? Because we got that.
No. It looks great as well, with all like the updated sort of like stadium graphics and and all that. And you can play it online. It's awesome.
It was the music, Sydney Steve, when you used to load up the game on him, because my brother had the Amiga, so I used to play it on his one. It's the music I used to always get.
Goal scoring superstar hero. I'm not going to sing it.
Well, I bet you know everybody word to me, yeah.
I do.
But it was a good game. I mean, I used to play it a lot, that game as well. But obviously, when I got my PC, it was Champ Manager. So
yeah, fantastic game. What about you, Scott? What game have you put the most hours in ever?
Myself or Brand?
Either. You two are a bit quiet. Either.
That's because I can't hear Steve. I got a clue what he's saying.
You can tell me them settings later, Scott. I'll be interested in those.
Thanks, Steve. Yeah, thanks for that. Yeah.
Fucking love you, Steve. I really do. So you talk actually before going on to that, Sega Saturn lad. You're saying about the community and gifts. I've got these to hand. They still exist. Talking about Sensible Soccer. Look, check this out. All the way back here. There you go. That was from the guy below. Steve sent me that the other day.
Ah, you got it.
Awesome. Absolute legend. Absolute legend.
Still
great community.
Right, I'm going to shoot, guys. So I'll catch you later.
Okay, mate. Good to see you. I'm going to wrap up in 5 anyway. So.
See you later,
Is that
Scott.
late already?
Take it
See
easy.
you later.
Later, Scott. Take care, man.
So I guess the question goes to you, Scott.
So the
I
game
can't
I've put the most hours into, I'd probably say over the last 20, 30 years, it's probably Street Fighter. The Street Fighter
What, the
series.
first one?
No. Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter Alpha 2. Those games, I've played them so much over the years and I always go back to them. So
Yeah.
that's probably the game. See, I'm not really into RPGs and things like that. So I can't really say I've put the hours into them. But yeah, fighting games, Street Fighter, definitely.
Fair play.
Great game.
Anyone
Great
else?
game.
What about the rest of you? How many? What's the most hours you put into a game? Do you reckon?
Ever? It's quite a tough one, isn't it?
Mhm.
Well, I sense the world of soccer on, I guess.
Yeah.
Because yeah. So I'll keep that brief because we've talked enough about that. To be honest with you.
There's one game, Pete, that even now I still play,
Mhm.
and it's kind of like a guilty pleasure. It's WrestleMania 2000 on the N64. I can
Wow,
play
great
that
game.
all the time.
N64 was a
I
golden
swear
age
to
for
you.
wrestling games, wasn't it?
Oh my god! Like even now I'm playing it, and my little one says to me, "What's wrong with your TV, Daddy? Why are the pictures all triangle?" Oh, don't worry, sweetheart. You're running around then, darling. But yeah, I can play that all the time. Literally, even No Mercy or NWO or any of them really, I can play all the time. But there's a new one.
Oh
There's Retromania or Mania Retro. It's coming out on the PS4 and the Xbox One. It's like a hybrid of Fire Pro Wrestling.
Oh, nice.
Retromania. And that's coming out on the PS4, Xbox One, and I think the Switch. I saw that the other day. It looked pretty good.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, speaking of N64, I think GoldenEye is probably one of my most played.
Oh, yeah.
Because I just played GoldenEye multiplayer and single player to death. Like, that's got to be, a crazy amount of hours. And there's probably a few games I've done at least 1,000 hours on, but that's like way beyond that.
Were they the Stony years, Pete?
The what?
The Stony years.
Well, no, not entirely, because GoldenEye came out when I was at school, and I never smoked weed until I left school.
Okay. Very sensible. Very sensible.
Yeah, I was probably like 19 because I was a heavy drinker from sort of 14 to 19, and then I completely gave up drinking at 19 and started getting foolishly. So yeah, I mean, it was more my like sort of going out to the pub and that days, and then you come back with mates and you play a bit of GoldenEye, or I'd play it solo or whatever. But then I just kept playing it. I just have been playing it ever since. Yeah, like pretty much my whole 20s. That was my kind of era of smoking weed. Did a lot of gaming, and I didn't do much gaming back in like the late 90s because I was out drinking, and I was just out every day. So I just did a lot less gaming, which is why when people say things like, "Oh, Ocarina of Time" and stuff like that, they completely pass me by because I didn't have time to play a game like that, and I preferred the like quick fix games at the time. Like my biggest games of the 90s was, like I said, GoldenEye, and then another one was Street Fighter EX plus Alpha on the PlayStation. Played that we'd sit there, me and my mates, and we'd play it for like 8 hours. And honestly, I'd get like blistered thumbs, so badly that I couldn't touch a controller for about a week. So we'd have like a 5-day period where we'd play it 8 hours a day, and then we'd have to not play PlayStation for a week because we were all like injured. It was crazy. The one what?
The game you had off me, was that the one you had off me recently?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, because I had the platinum version. I wanted the black label one. That's the one I had off you. Yeah, that's a brilliant game. Everyone slags it off because it wasn't developed by Capcom. It was developed by Eureka. It's a fucking belting game. I love it. The characters are absolutely mental. And they did another one in the series recently on PS4 called Fighting EX layer. So it's got a load of the Street Fighter EX characters, but none of the Street Fighter characters. It's all like the weird characters.
Yeah, it's on PlayAsia, isn't it?
Yeah. So I
Not
imported it from Japan. It's fucking awesome. Yeah.
Have you got number 2, Pete, on the PlayStation 1, EX Alpha 2? It's got Stag out on the front.
Yeah, I've got Alpha 2, and I think I've got 3, but I always preferred the first one.
But it's a bit of bandwagon jumping, I think. You know, like a lot of like YouTubers will jump on a bandwagon and slag something off without actually properly experiencing it.
I mean, it is sluggish compared to the main Street Fighter series. I'm not denying that, but it's so much fun, and I just loved it, and I was really good at it. So
yeah, I mean, the
They
thing
always
is,
remind me of Tekken 1.
yeah. I mean, thing is though with YouTube, I mean, this is another topic maybe. But a lot of people will jump on a bandwagon to get views. And a recent one was, I thought, the Amiga CD32. They slagged it off as and all the games and everything, which is ridiculous. Actually, if you look at some of the games, they're basically Amiga games with like CD quality soundtrack, which is not a bad thing, let's be honest. Yeah. But it got sort of, especially in the US where the Amiga was never really a thing. It got dragged. It got dragged through the coals, didn't it? Just because it was fashionable. One channel does it, then another channel does it, and it's a shame, really.
I mean, I've got no problem going against the trend. If I think something's good, I don't give a fuck what anyone else thinks. You know.
Exactly. Yeah.
But guys, I think I'm gonna have to start wrapping up. Thank you very much, everyone, for coming. Thanks to Jay and Scott, who aren't here now. But do you guys want to just let everyone know what you've got coming up? If you've got anything happening? I mean, obviously not, Chef. Like, you know, are you going to do a video in the next 3 years, or you know?
I'm waiting for you to do up and coming channels, 457 subscribers. Then I'll do a video.
You ain't up and coming, mate. You've been around longer than me.
Well, you know, when it comes to that numbers.
All right.
To do some merch. So
Are you? I'll buy some merch. I'll buy some Retro Chef merch. Retro Chef full English.
Breakfast edition.
Yeah. Breakfast edition. That could be a niche though, like, you know, retro gaming themed, like aprons and kitchenware and stuff.
You could do.
Listen,
and I want 20% because I suggested it. Right?
From me, on a serious, once all this malarkey blows over, hopefully I can get back out and do a bit of voting. I would like to do more. Maybe meet up a few more people, and I'd love to meet Cindy, Steve properly in person, and Steve himself, and then obviously Scott Brand as well. I'd love to meet you guys properly. But yeah, literally just a bit more community stuff, really. But something down in London, man. I'm sick and tired of putting fucking diesel to drive up north. Fucking hell.
Go electric then, lad.
Well, once this blows over, I will rearrange the arcade club meet for another date. Yeah. So hopefully everyone can make it to that. And everyone in the comments as well. Like, it was a shame. I was really looking forward to it. A lot of people in the comments, the newer channels who I haven't met yet, I was really looking forward to meeting. So we'll get there eventually, guys. But yeah, everyone's just got to stay safe, and I hope everyone's keeping out of the way and being sensible as much as they can.
Have you got an idea, sort of time of year for the?
Well, not really, because like, well,
I know it's obviously impossible to.
I've got a holiday in May to the States that I'm going to have to like cancel and work out how I'm going to rearrange that and when. And it's like, when is safe to rearrange it? I don't really know.
Well, you're saying your own holidays, like taking priority over the arcade club, mate.
No, I'm saying, well, yes, it obviously is. But I'm saying that even for that holiday, I can't. It's hard to say. Will September definitely be all right? We don't even know now.
No, nobody knows.
So I can't say any time of the arcade club thing. It's going to have to be when we can, and we'll just see. It'd be nice if we can do it in summer.
Yeah.
Well, like July, August.
It's got all AC up there, isn't it? So it's not going to be as hot as.
Yeah, it'll be fine. We'll work it out anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was nice doing this just for a bit of not quite a substitute, but it's a nice to see some friendly faces in this time, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely.
It's been good tonight. Yeah. So the only thing, my next video may be on the old bit of Adidas Star Wars going on. So
nice.
So I'll do a little bit on these next probably, but not that anyone that watches this is interested.
Well, they might be. You never know. People have multiple interests, don't they?
It doesn't matter.
I like Star Wars, so
yeah.
All right, guys, we'll call it a day then. Thanks again for coming on, and sorry for any teething problems. That's all my fault. I'm going to make Scott do it next time.
Yeah, it built up the suspense, didn't it? You know,
it did a little bit, didn't it? Yeah. But yeah, thanks everyone in the comments very much for popping in and saying hello, and I hope you guys are all staying safe as well. But yeah, we'll see you next time. Hopefully, we'll do another one of these at some point. We might do one, reasonably like in the near future, because normally we do them every 6 months or something. But considering we all might be stuck in for a while, it could happen again.
Why not?
But yeah, nice one, guys. Good night and stay safe.
Take care, guys.
Stay safe, guys.
Bye, guys. Bye.